Hey guys, hope you are well. Mandilake here. Thank you so much for joining us once again. The plan today is to speak about something that we all love. And I know that we are nearing the end of 2025. And some of us, when we start talking about this topic, we feel like saying, ouch, or we actually find this topic a little bit uncomfortable because when we started this year, we were positive, we were motivated, we had everything going, and we were like, I'm going to do this thing differently this year. And at the end of the day, most people like setting goals at the beginning of the year and then they just don't want to measure them at the end of the year because when reality hits, we get to realize that it takes more than just willpower to get some things going. Anyway, what I want to talk to us about today, I want to talk about resolution and I want to talk about financial resolutions, the ones that we've set at the beginning of the year right now that are staring us in the face because we probably didn't make a move, or if we did make a move, it was the first 3 months. And now we're feeling very discouraged because of there's nothing good to write about when it comes to that. I just want to get us to prepare for how we're going to do it differently in 2026 because that year is actually right around the corner. We are in November, for those who do not know or who might have forgotten or who are trying to be in denial. We're in November 2025, meaning we are left with only 1 month before we get into the new year. It's time for us to prepare for that year. I'm going to chat to us about a few principles that I think can help us do this thing differently next year because, to be honest with you, this is part and parcel, or it is actually even pivotal for us to exercise or to put this into effect in our lives if we want to attain some level of freedom or some level of success in our finances. So these next 3 points that I'm going to share with us, they're going to help us in order for us to do this thing differently next year. Before we actually even get to number one, our reason for doing this has to be very clear. So each one of us has a different reason why we want to put money away. We have it's just like when you want to go to the gym, you have a reason. Some people have health issues. Some people have, goals in order for them to look a particular way. Some people, it's just the doctor's orders. So all of those are valid and they are equally important. And they actually will take one adhering to those reasons in order for them to stay motivated. Same thing comes or happens with us actually when we're setting our financial resolution. So the first one that I'm going to share with us, right after having set our why, is the importance of us setting a goal. So it's imperative for us to set a goal, and that goal must be informed by your own unique situation. Please do not try to set goals based on your neighbor's reason or your neighbor's goals. Set your own goals in order for you to make it possible or attainable for you. Someone was talking about setting goals, and they were saying when you set a goal, it's very important for you to use that project management SMART, right? We talk about specific, we talk about measurable, we talk about attainable, we talk about it's the R. It's realistic. Yes, realistic. That's the one. I almost. Then it must be time bound. So it's very imperative for us to actually look at those factors when we are setting goals. It must be specific. It must be measurable, it must be attainable, it must be realistic, and it must be time bound. So I actually needed to repeat those so that I can actually make them make sense. So I want you to take that into consideration, that whatever goal you're going to set, it must be based on those principles. It'll make it fulfilling when we get to the end of the year. So I'll make an example. There's someone who is able to put away in 1 year 120,000, which means that person is able to put away 10,000 rands on a monthly basis, and you can actually break it down on a weekly basis for each month. That person is able to do that without stretching themselves thin. But for somebody else, it's just too difficult because it's big. It's a lot of money. 10,000 is not even money that they are able to spare in a month. For you to set an objective to put away 120,000 rands for next year is failing before you even start. So look at what your budget looks like right now. What does your cash flow tell you as a story? Now, there's a difference between a budget and a cash flow, right? Your budget is you predetermining what your income is going to look like and what your expenses will look like so as to see whether you have a surplus or you have a deficit. But then your cash flow is the actual movement of money. How much have you received? Let's just say in last month, how much did you receive and how much went out of your pocket and how much were you left with? Right? So those two are telling two different stories, but they help you in order for you to improve your management of your finances. All right. So I'm just setting those, I'm saying those so that you can be able to set realistic goals for yourself for 2026. So look at your budget and look at your cash flow and ask yourself reasonably and realistically, how much do I normally have available on a monthly basis? So that you can say, maybe I can start putting that amount of money away on a monthly basis, and that could add up to a certain amount at the end of the year. Maybe you are able to put away 5,000 rands. That means you will be able to have 60,000 rands by the end of 2026, right? It's a great idea. And if ever your mind gets excited about the idea now, putting it into effect is even more exciting. I promise you, people who are more excited, or who are going to be more excited actually next month, are people who have acted on their financial resolutions this year by ensuring that they put money where their mouth was at. All right, that's the first one, setting that goal. Now, the second one is the measuring of this set goal, right? So right now, I just want you to put something into effect, an exercise. Next month, first week next month, which is December, first week of December, please commit to this. Commit to looking at what your resolutions were in January, if you set them in January, or in December, whenever you set them at the beginning of the year. If it was December 2024, look at those, or if it was January 2025, look at those. And then put next to those set resolutions what you have done. It doesn't matter how bad you've done. Whether you've put money away for 1 month and you ate it, pull that thing out and put it next to your set objective and see what it looks like. It's going to help you in order for you to identify what the issues were in you being unable to fulfill that dream this year, so that next year you can know what to improve. It'll actually help you with next year so that your next year is different from your 2025. That's the measuring aspect. And that's what that was going to actually give you as a result of actually putting into practice. The third one is the importance of looking at how are you going to scale. This will apply more for people that had put their resolutions into action this year. So if you've done your part in ensuring that what you had decided at the beginning of the year, end of December 2024 or beginning of January 2025, and you've done that with discipline until now, you have something to celebrate this year. However, it does not mean you have to stop here. It just means now you have to find ways in which you can scale next year. How do you then increase, or how do you grow? How do you set a new objective? Because you've seen that you've actually attained this goal. Now that means that you can actually get motivated to do even more in the next year. So this is going to help you before you are under pressure, because some of us wait until we are under pressure at the at the end of December or the beginning of January. Everybody is calling us and we don't even know whether what we are setting is actually realistic or not, because of there are other things that are pressuring us. Just want you to take this video as early as it seems, and actually listen to it and see how you can use the information that I'm making available to you right now in order for you to attain your goal. Now, right now that I'm finishing this third principle, I want to put out this on advert already, because I'm planning to do something unique next year, beginning of 2026, for 3 months from January. We actually start on the second week of January up until the last week of March. We will do 2 weeks each month for 3 months, where we will actually put together people that will join an accountability group. We actually want to have an accountability group or we want to actually put it in a manner of it's going to be a coaching session that we're going to do over these Saturdays that we're going to be doing it's going to be fortnightly on Saturdays, and it's going to be for 3 months. We're going to be doing coaching to help people first set their goals financially. Number two, we're going to actually help them understand what are the things that they can do in order for them either to increase their income, decrease their expenses, how to deal with taxes, as well as how to get themselves to build accountability partners that will keep them accountable towards the goals that they are setting for December. Because a year can be long if you're doing things all by yourself. But when you have people who have the same objective and the same goal with you, they actually help you when you're getting weak. They can actually remind you of what the end goal looks like. We will be putting out posters that are going to be inviting people to join this. It'll be at a cost for sure, because we are going to be providing specific information that will help you that by the end of 2026, not only would you achieve your resolution, the financial resolution which you have set at the beginning of the year, but also you would be a better manager of your personal finances. I want to emphasize this again. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, but it's about financial literacy. I hope you will have a great week, and you will actually have a great end of the year. Mandilaka here. Thank you.